Hi everyone, welcome to another Tech Hub training video. Today we are going to learn how to make your own RAG model using Python. So we'll jump right into it. The very first thing is that you will install all of your packages and then you will load in your data set from an Excel file. That is in the instructions. There's a data set and you just copy the path into where it says file path here in the code. And then you set your API key, which I'm using Cohere, and there's a couple instructions that have to go on with that, but I just blocked out my API key for privacy safety reasons. And then you get your embedding. And let me get to it. Yes. So you define get embedding, and it's all kind of what Cohere requires. And so ChatGPT actually helped me write this because I didn't know exactly how to do that for Cohere. And then you'll load in your data set, you'll use your function that you created, and you'll generate the embeddings for the data set using this function here. And then you'll store the embeddings in FAISS, F-A-I-S-S, whatever you want to call it. And that's where it will put the words to numbers to create that RAG model. And then you'll store these ideas for retrieval using iloc. Then you'll make a function to initialize the FAISS by really just running this code here. And it will, basically what it does is it sets up these numbers to be correlated to each other. Actually, that's what happens in this next step, which is retrieve relevant texts. So it tries to get the words that are similar to each other so that the RAG model can predict what to output, basically. And then we basically prompt this RAG model to do what it wants you to do. You do all these inputs so that you can create a drop down when you run the code for the RAG model. So it'll say, please enter a question related to the data set, and the data set has questions specific to accounting. And then if there is nothing related to accounting in your question that the data set also doesn't have in it, we want it to return something similar to, I don't know, this information is not available in the data set. So we only want to receive information that is in the data set that we've received on Excel. And so we also see that here with a final check saying, I don't know, this information is not available in the data set. And then we also have a stronger prompt restriction because these RAG models are a little bit finicky and you need to make sure that there's no hallucinations. So I had to make sure I was very specific in this prompt so that nothing would come out that wasn't supposed to. So we said you are an AI assistant that strictly answers questions using the data set provided below. Do not use any general knowledge. Do not make up answers. Your response must only use the data set. And it goes on, says, don't assume or guess anything beyond what is explicitly in the data set because RAG models tend to hallucinate. So you just have to make it very clear. And then, then we set up the code for the RAG model and then we run the chatbot. And so I can show you right now. Will we run it? So it's asking me up here, it's cut off. Let's see if I can drag it down. I can't, but I'm going to type in what is an audit. Press enter, and it says, I would answer this is a review or verification of financial statements and processes to ensure accuracy and compliance with relevant standards. It helps businesses and organizations maintain transparency, accountability, and credibility necessary from their financial reportings. So it's grabbing the words that are in the data set and producing an answer based off of the question we're asking, which is super cool. And you can ask it any question that you need to related to accounting. It'll have an answer as long as it is in the data set. So yes, thank you so much for trying out this challenge.